Hello and welcome to Loosely Canon. My name is Darkest Eclipse, and I am, as always, joined by Grimz. And today we are covering Metal Gear Solid from 1998, a game where weebs solve problems and Mexican wildcats spin.
What?
You'll get it. So, little bit of trivia first. I've probably told you this one, but it's just a fun fact I like throwing out there. The two main weapons in Metal Gear Solid, like the pistol and the machine gun, and Metal Gear Solid 1, they are the Mark 23 SOCOM and the French FAMAS rifle. Do you know why these weapons were chosen specifically?
They look futuristic.
You're actually not entirely wrong, because they look futuristic, but at the same time, they're blocky enough to be rendered on a PS1. So they are recognizably a futuristic-looking rifle while being a bunch of squares.
I mean, it's like a similar reason as to why the P90 was a thing in, what was it, Stargate?
Yeah, because it was like, look at this cool thing, and everyone was like, oh. God, I love the P90. I wish that was in this game. It's not. We do get remote-controlled missile launchers, though. That's for another time. So, little bit of backstory, just kind of covering events between games, because there's a lot of stuff between everything that the games don't tell you. Metal Gear Solid 1, it takes place in 2005. The distant future, if you would. And in between the events of Metal Gear 2 and Metal Gear Solid, Snake went into hiding in Alaska. He got the intel to Foxhound, and then he just dipped. And they kept tabs on him, but they were basically like, he wants to be left alone, leave him alone. He actually signed up to be in the Iditarod, which was the world's longest husky sled race. He was a dog musher, basically. And while he was out there, there's a nuclear disposal site off the coast of Alaska on some island, on an island called Shadow Moses. And that got taken over by a group called Foxhound. Or calling themselves Foxhound, rather. And they had a new logo. As you remember, the old logo as being the fun little cartoon fox shooting the little MAC-10. They had a new logo. This group calling themselves. First of all, this is my beautiful depiction of it. And then this is what they actually use. And I have to say, I actually love this logo. It's iconic. I want to get it
more intimidating.
A lot more intimidating than the little goofy cartoon fox from the 80s. I actually want to get this as a patch and like put on my leather jacket or something. I love it. Even though it's a really weird thing to say, considering it's the symbol of a terrorist group, now that I think about it. Whatever, we roll with it. Anyway, this group calling themselves Foxhound takes over this nuclear disposal site on Shadow Moses Island. And they are demanding that the US government give them the remains, the biological remains, of Big Boss. Because they have his body in cold storage. When they're saying, you give us Big Boss, or we're going to fire a nuke somewhere. We're not sure where yet, but it's going to go somewhere. And since they can't be associated with the actual group boxes, Colonel Campbell goes to the government and says, hey, we kept tabs on a guy. He's an expert in infiltration and anything to do with like multiple forms of combat. If we want to figure out what the hell is going on here, he's our best shot. And the government goes, bring him in. And I would like to say that Snake came peacefully. They tranked his ass and kidnapped him, threw him in a cell, gave him a shot of nanomachines, and went, alright, so here's the situation.
Yeah, it sounds like he went peacefully.
So peacefully. God love him.
One that I was a commander of.
So
they're still around.
Colonel Campbell gives you the intel and tells us about
Psycho Mantis,
6
powerful
members
psychic
calling
abilities.
themselves
Sniper
Foxhound.
Wolf, the beautiful and
Psycho
deadly
Mantis.
sharpshooter.
And keep in
Decoy
mind
Octopus,
its ability
master of
then
disguise.
rank, if that
Vulcan
makes
Raven,
sense. So they're
giant in
the animals
shape.
based off the rank. Sort
And
of.
Revolver
One of them is kind of
Ocelot,
finicky,
specialist
but
in
that's a
interrogation,
situation
and a
for
formidable
2 games in the
gunfighter.
future.
And finally, in charge of them, Foxhound's
So you got
squad
Psycho Mantis, so he has
Liquid
psychic
Snake.
powers. His rank is Mantis.
Liquid Snake.
Makes sense? Cool. We're going to the next
same
one.
code name as you.
Sniper Wolf,
The nuclear weapons
Decoy
disposal facility
Octopus,
covers the whole
Vulcan
island.
Raven,
I'll instruct you
Revolver
by how to reach your
Ocelot,
target.
and finally,
As
the
usual,
one
this
who is
a
their
one-man
leader,
infiltration mission.
someone calling
Weapons
themselves
and equipment
Liquid
OSP.
Snake.
Yes, this is a top
So,
secret black op.
whoever it
Don't
is who is
expect any
leading this
official
rogue
support.
cell, they obviously know about Old Foxhound, because they know Snake is a very high rank. And also they know about Big Boss, and they know they want him. So, whatever. In their employ, they also have a bunch of what are known as quote-unquote genome soldiers, which are basically just your standard old-school super soldier. They're like biologically enhanced or whatever. Yeah, so those are the 6 main leaders of Foxhound. One of them you never, or you technically meet, but you never actually meet. We'll get to it. I feel like I'm saying that a lot, but that is literally how the Metal Gear series is. It sets something up, and then like 5 games later, you figure it out, and you're like, oh, that's what it is. So,
Don't understand Kojima's vision yet.
no, we don't, because it's 1998, and this is the first time he really had a budget. He was like, I can make something that's not 2D, sign me the fuck up. So, Snake gets a new suit, as opposed to the old, like, army drabs who were in Metal Gear 1 and 2. He gets a sneaking suit. So, this is what that looks like. I chose to use my lovely plush on the wall, because what the fuck else am I going to use it for? He holds my books up. He's one of my bookends. As well as another one that we'll get to later. And then this is what he actually looks like. Just, mwah, look at those crisp PS1 graphics.
So many pixels.
Oh, such a simple time. So, the, it's your standard sneaking suit. It mitigates movements, constricts, quote-unquote. It makes it you virtually silent when moving. There's no, like, rustling of cloth or anything. And the black vest is to insulate his body temperature because he's in Alaska.
The frequency is 140.85.
So he's got
when you
a
want to
new
use
look.
the codec, push the select
Only in
button.
this game.
When we
That
need
shit
to
goes away in
contact
2.
you, the codec will beep. When you hear
So
that noise, press the select button.
on
Codec's receiver
Shadow Moses
stimulates
Island,
the
there were
sound
also
waves of
2
fear.
VIPs.
No one but you will be
One
able to
is
Got it.
the chief of a company called
I'm ready to
DARPA
go.
Tech. I can't fully remember it. And the other one is called Arms Tech, and it's the president of that company. And they were basically overseeing some of like the nuclear disposal and the decommissioning, and now they're hostages because those fuckers. So Snake's mission is to sneak onto Shadow Moses Island, rescue both of them, and find out whether or not the terrorists actually can fire a nuke. Because if they can't, we'll rescue the 2 dudes, and then fucking what are they going to do if they don't get Big Boss's remains? But if they can fire a nuke, that's a whole different story. Assisting us on this mission are a couple people. We got Naomi.
Snake, there's an
Why can I not
elevator that
remember
you
the
can
girl
take
who
up to
says
the
your
ground.
game's name?
You'll just have to wait for the elevator to
Fuck.
come down. You better hide somewhere.
Or
Jimmy.
Jimmy. I feel bad because she's a sweet little character and I cannot remember her name for the life of me. But also getting a bigger role than we got in the last game, Master Miller. He returns. And he has a new kind of look because they redesigned him for this one. But they never gave him a 3D model. So the actual picture I have of him, I used the one from Peace Walker. So this is my drawing, my Sketch-A-Boy. And then this is him from Peace Walker. So he's kind of got like the slick back hair, sunglasses.
Yeah.
He looks very punchable.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Kazuhara Miller is his name. God love him. And Snake's new nanomachines, they also they power a couple systems. One is a radar known as the Soliton radar, much like the one he had in Metal Gear Solid, much like the one he had in Metal Gear 2, which would show enemy locations. It does the same thing, but from a smaller range, but it also shows the direction the enemy is facing, which is much more useful for, you know, sneaking around. So it's basically, you don't get as much range, but...
He's got a goddamn orbital VSAT?
Yeah, pretty much. It gets jammed very easily, though, because it's nanomachines literally, like, in his system. So, like, a chaff grenade goes off and it gets fucked. He also has a codec radio transmitter built into the back of his neck, so he can perform virtually silent communications at any time, which is helpful for someone who needs a support line. So, if you're creeping around, getting onto a cargo elevator, going up to the main floors, the mission's on. And there's a Hind D flying onto the base. Wait a minute, what's a Russian gunfight? What's a Russian gunship doing here?
Excellent, Snake.
This is the first time that line's ever actually uttered in the series. It's one that I've quoted a lot, not just on this show, but I think I've quoted a lot when you, me, and Steph have played things. Whenever there's a helicopter, like,
Take it easy.
because I'm
If it weren't
fucking
for your
loser.
suit and your shot, I
But
would've turned
this
into
is
a
probably the
hot
funniest.
An
Yeah, that's
anti-freezing
true.
peptide.
This is probably the
All the genome
funniest
soldiers in this exercise
instance
unit.
of it, though,
I see.
as well as
I'm
being the
relieved to
first
hear
one.
that. Already tested
Because keep in
out.
mind, we are
By the
on
way,
an
how's the
island off the
diversionary
coast
operation
of
going?
Alaska,
Two F-16s
which,
just
if
come
you
off
know
from
your
Louisville,
geography,
headed your way.
it's not very far away
Terrorists
from
have already
Russia.
picked them up.
So it's really funny that he's surprised by it. Because in the game, he doesn't even, like, see it land, he just sees it flying overhead.
Colonel.
He's like, what's that doing here? It's like, it could just be flying.
Doing here.
Like, it's entirely possible that's just going.
But it looks like our little diversion got their attention.
Whatever.
Now's your
Oh, I found the girl's name. Mei Ling. She's the girl who saves the game. Cool. And she's also the one who designed the nanomachines, or helped design the nanomachines Snake uses. And I think this was a translation issue. She says that the radar uses current day technology. Like, yeah, what the fuck else is it gonna use? Like, you mean to tell me this is technology from the future? No, it's current day. That's why it's here now. Because it's current day.
There are only 18 hours
God love
left
her.
until their deadline. You've got to hurry.
Wow.
And then
It must be
Naomi
crazy to fly
Naomi
high in
Hunter
this
is
kind
one of the
weather.
other support
Who's that?
characters.
Oh,
She
sorry.
is basically our
I haven't
medical
introduced
officer
you
for the
to
time
yet.
being, making sure
This is
Snake
Mei
is
Ling.
fine,
She was
administering
assigned to us as our
the
visual and data
nanomachines to
processing
inject
specialist.
painkillers when he
She
needs and
designed
stuff
your
like that.
codec, as well as your
She also
sonar
flirts
system.
with Snake randomly.
Contact
She
her if
tells
you
him
have
that
any
if he
questions about
succeeds in the
either of
mission, he gets pissed off that he was
Nice to meet
basically
you.
strip
It's
searched
an honor to
and then
speak to
thrown
a
into the
living
sneaking
legend
suit
like yourself.
and into the mission. And she flirts with him by going,
What's
"Oh,
wrong?
well, if you get back in one piece, you can do a strip
just
search
didn't
on me."
expect
That's never happening. She gets
Okay.
arrested. Yeah, spoiler alert, she gets arrested. And Snake is surprised, by the way, by the fact that this nuclear disposal facility has security cameras.
Surveillance camera?
He's like, surveillance cameras? I'm sorry, I can't hit quite the low that David Hayter hits. God bless him, I love him. That's like, yeah, what the fuck else are they gonna use for security, Snake? Whatever.
Dogs.
Mm-hmm. Dogs. After finding a cargo elevator and heading down into the first building, we do find a cell block. And much like in Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2, there's a small dot on the radar that shows where someone else is.
Look at the radar. It's picking up
We
the
find
dot. He's the
the
green dot.
area where
Hurry and
the
rescue
Dark
him.
Chief is. So he's already found. Nice and quick. Snake asks if the terrorists actually can launch a nuke, and the DARPA chief tells us something
You're the DARPA
horrifying.
chief, Donald Anderson.
They have a brand new Metal Gear unit, capable of firing a nuke, targeting anywhere in the world. Whereas the other ones, the earlier ones, the first one was made and then the second one's design was based off that. And their whole thing was, you can put them somewhere and have them fire a nuke nearby. This new one, yeah, wherever you put that, it can hit anywhere. That's fucking terrifying. And we get its code name, or its designation, Metal Gear Rex. I don't know why it's Rex. I don't know why any of the Metal Gears have code. That's not true. The Metal Gear and Metal Gear Solid 2 makes sense. All the other ones, I got nothing. Everything else just confuses me. He tells us that there is a way to shut down the nuclear launch thing. Any of the missiles that are armed can be... Basically, you can shut down every single nuke in the facility, so they have nothing. But we need 3 card keys, called PAL keys, to do that.
Revolution.
And he gives us a key card that he swiped from a... excuse me. He gives us a key card he swiped from a guard, and then has a heart attack. Yeah. He just dies. So... That's one of the VIPs we had to save have gone. Woo! We're doing a great job. First of all, we failed the can they fire a nuke part. Yes, they can. Wherever the fuck they want. And also we failed save one of the VIPs. Oh shit. After exiting the cell, we get held up by a woman wearing a guard uniform.
So you killed the
Which is
chief.
a little strange, considering the guard is knocked out, so she's in disguise. Snake, she calls us Liquid Snake, which is
No, you're not.
strange. He's Solid Snake.
Don't move.
He's not liquid. He's not a puddle.
Is this
And
the first time you ever
Snake
pointed
looks
a
at her
gun
and
at a
goes, "Oh,
Your hands are shaking.
you're a rookie, aren't you?" She's like, "What?" He's like, "Your eyes.
Can
You
shoot
ain't
me,
killed no
rookie?
one yet."
Careful. I'm no.
And then a bunch of guards flood in, and Snake and this woman fight them off. And then the woman takes off. He sprints out of there, and Snake hallucinates some dude in a gas mask. Fucking awesome. And so we head down to the next floor, because it's like, okay, well, she's gone, but we can still check out the rest of this building, see what else is going on here, before we proceed to see what's in the next building. Very Metal Gear style. Metal Gear Solid 1 is a lot less advanced when you look at the previous games, because it's the same thing, just sort of 3D. Sometimes there's a staircase. That's about all you get. There's one very big staircase. Anyway, going down a floor leads us into the armory. And after taking out a couple of weakened walls, we do find the Arms Tech president. He is chained to a wall, surrounded by explosives, and as Snake is talking to him,
Am I too late?
Snake suddenly is fucking, I don't know, slither senses or whatever, tingle, and he jumps backwards and a bullet ricochets off the floor. And the man walks out from behind it, and it's the first member of Foxhound we have seen, or quote-unquote Foxhound, whatever this is. I'm gonna call it Foxhound because it's a lot easier for me to remember.
And you?
Because Foxhound never exists after this point, so if I just call it Foxhound, I never need to worry about it again. But this is the first member of Foxhound, Revolver Ocelot.
I've been
So,
waiting for you, Solid Snake.
This is my old doodle. And then...
Now we'll see
Ocelot.
if the man can live up to the legend.
Here is a Colt single-action army,
Gun ever made.
and he is a goddamn wizard with that thing. He will bounce bullets off walls and hit you while you're in cover, like a fucking animal. And, he yells some stuff in the middle of combat. He yells about how much of a thrill it is to reload, or single reload during a fight. Which is how we know he's a degenerate, because that's the kind of mentality a Tarkov player would have. Speaking as a Tarkov player, after beating him, he goes,
You're pretty good.
"Man,
Just what I'd
You're
expect
tough,
from the
but
man
that's
with
just
the
what I
same
expect
code as
from
the
someone
boss.
with the same code as the
Been a long
boss.
time.
And then a cyborg ninja cuts his hand away. Just, you know, normal shit that happens every day. Of course! And the cyborg ninja, I do have a picture of, because God love him.
Stealth camouflage.
Yeah. So this is what he actually looks like.
You were lucky.
And
We'll
that's...
meet again.
So... It's not fully quote-unquote cyborg, if that makes sense. It's still, like, planted into him, but it's not replaced limbs cyborg, it's an exosuit. So it's, like, securely harnessed onto him and shit.
Alright.
So he shows up, cuts off fucking Ocelot's hand, and then dips. And we get the Arms Tech president down. And he tells us to contact Meryl by using the number on the back of the CD case, which was their copyright protection.
right away. But tell me, if this doesn't work,
And then we have to get in touch with the man who designed the new Metal Gear, a man named Hal Emmerich.
Need to find Hal Emmerich, one of my employees.
And he tells us that the ninja is Foxhound, which is weird that it just attacked one of the other members of Foxhound, and that we should ask Naomi Hunter for more. And then he dies of a heart attack.
Ah.
How convenient. And so we call Meryl, get in contact with her. Snake hits on her, and then immediately backs down.
I was really impressed with the way you busted
because
They're not
she
soldiers'
she
eyes.
goes,
And they're
"Oh,
rookie's eyes,
you're
right?
Solid Snake, the living legend." And he's like, "I am not a
Oh,
legend."
just what I'd expect.
Th-
from
He's
the
like, "That's a
legendary
fucking
Solid
lie.
Snake.
I do not
You
measure
trying
up
to
to
put me
that.
off
Take
my
me off
feet?"
that pedestal you have me
You'll
on
land back
before
on
I
once
hurt
you
myself."
The reality is no match for the legend.
And she tells him that he looks a lot
Oh,
like the
I
leader
don't
of
believe
Foxhound.
that.
Just,
Why
again,
did you
fucking
look so surprised
weird.
when you saw my face?
Because
Whatever, though.
you look just like
Snake
him.
gears himself
You
up
mean the terrorist leader?
and starts
Liquid
prepping to
Snake?
go after
Yeah,
Hal Emmerich.
you know
Because
him.
if there really is a
Brothers,
new
aren't
type
you?
of Metal
I
Gear,
have no family.
the only thing
So
we
what's
can
the
do
deal,
is
then?
get any
Who
info
knows?
we can
Why
out
don't
of
you
the
ask
guy
him?
who made it. So, off we go. We get a call from someone who tells it... While heading to the next building, we're heading through a open field. And we get a codec call from someone who claims to be a fan of ours and tells us that there's an ambush. And here's the thing about this moment. Snake pinpoints it and goes, "This call is
Informant from the
not
Watergate scandal?
local,"
Never mind about
meaning
that.
you're not using
You're not
burst
using burst
transmission,
transmission.
which is
We're
basically a
nearby.
way of saying
Listen,
you're not
there's
just
a tank
sending
in
a
front of your
signal
position
to every
waiting to
radio
ambush.
in the entire
Who are you
place.
anyway?
You know my codec frequency and are calling me directly. How do you know that? This guy doesn't say. But what I will tell you is the person on the other end of the call telling us about this ambush, do you want to know what they call themselves? I shit you not. Deep Throat.
Oh.
Yeah. That's what they call themselves. I don't know why. I'm sure it meant something way different back in 1998. Probably
Doubt it.
fucking not, though. Significantly doubt it.
Him a message.
Then Snake, once again, those slither senses tingle. And, this time instead of dodging a revolver bullet, he full-on dodges a fucking tank shell. And then we meet the next member of Foxhound, Vulcan Raven, who is piloting this tank. I have a little picture of Vulcan Raven.
Let's fight.
Sort of. Looks kind of like Bane in that picture. And then, where is this one? Bang! That's what he actually looks like, with all his tattoos. That's from a later point in the game. A lot of the boss fights in Metal Gear Solid 1 have two phases. You fight them once, and then you fight them later in the game, and that's when they actually die. It's like a test, and then you succeed in a second test, I guess. I don't know. Thought I was going somewhere else with that. I wasn't. So, we blow up the tank's main cannon and a couple of the gunners with grenades. And then Vulcan Raven doesn't pursue us. He's like, okay, I get you. You did good. Keep going. He doesn't say that, but I'm assuming that's what he's thinking from his little metal coffin he's sitting in. And we head into the main disposal area. And in one of the rooms, it is filled with gas and the floor is electrified. And we get another call from fucking Deep Throat. I hate this name. Can't wait for him to stop calling it us so I don't need to hear it. He calls us and tells us to use a remote-controlled missile to disable the electrified floor, much like in Metal Gear 2. Again, this game's a lot less advanced than people give it credit for. And after getting through the hallways, we find what I can only describe as a total bloodbath and a lot of dead soldiers. And it's that damn ninja again. He has some scientist cornered, and the scientist pisses himself on the ground. And the ninja threatens snakes. He threatens a lot of them. All those goddamn adders. He threatens Snake, and the scientist, God love his little soul, he says, this is just like one of my Japanese animes. That's an actual fucking line.
What is it, revenge?
And this ninja keeps talking like Snake and him have fought before. They fight. There's a boss fight against the ninja. And during the fight, the ninja is saying things like, this brings back memories. I remember this punch. Don't you remember this thrill of combat? Stuff like that. It's fucking weird. And eventually his tech goes haywire. And Snake finally recognizes him. But it can't be. Because he was killed in Zanzibar. It's Gray Fox. So, by them saying he was Foxhound, did they mean former Foxhound? Or current Foxhound? Who knows? But it's Gray Fox, Snake's old friend. Snake gets the scientist, and that's Hal Emmerich. And let me show you a little picture of him. This is also my other bookend.
Get out.
Octagon.
Can't stay here forever.
And then this is what he actually looks like in those crisp PS1 era graphics. God, I love them.
Yes.
Your uniform is different from theirs.
And Hal Emmerich is very. Snake starts threatening the scientist.
You know me?
He starts threatening him. He's like, "Okay, you built Metal Gear. You're going to tell me everything about it, or I am going to kill you." And the guy's like, "What the hell are you talking about? It's a defense weapon." Snake's like, "No, it's made to airmail nukes." And Emmerich's very confused and goes, "No, it has a Vulcan cannon, a laser system, and a railgun. But it's designed to track nuclear missiles and shoot them down. Or just, like, disable them in air. It's not designed as a nuke launcher." And Snake's like, "I've got real bad news for you." It is. And the scientist nearly breaks down crying because his grandfather was part of the Manhattan Project years ago. And his father was born on the same day of the Hiroshima bombing. This guy wanted his legacy to not be defined by the fact that his family has been tied to nuclear warfare. He's not... This guy's not a bad guy. He's quite the opposite. He's pretty fucking passive, actually. He doesn't want his legacy to be blood. He's trying to make a different name for himself. But people running this facility, because it's not Foxhound who built this Metal Gear, it was at this facility. The people who built it, they hid that from him. So that way he would end up... Because they told him, we're going to use it to fire nukes. And the data, they have the data on it being capable of it. If they had told him that, he would have backed out. But they needed his mind. So they hid that from him. And he tells us
Sure.
Here's the
I know
deal.
everything about this
I'm going to
whole
keep you
base.
informed best I
Ask me
can.
anything
I have a
about direction
prototype
about
stealth
this
camo
place.
unit, same kind the ninja
Also,
had to turn
with this
invisible.
stealth
I can
camouflage,
stay
can
hidden,
sneak
I
in
can
and out
run
of
you
the armory
supplies
and
if you
mess hall.
need it.
If you need ammo
I'm
or
going to keep
rations,
you
just
informed
tell
as
me,
best
I'll
as
bring
I
'em to
can.
you.
Take my security card, it's higher clearance than you have.
I'm on frequency
Snake's like, okay.
141.12. See you
What
later.
should I call you? And the man gives himself a code name, which is Otacon, which is an iconic name throughout Metal Gear. Otacon and Solid Snake have one of the best, like, brotherhood, quote-unquote, relationships out there. They are quite literally best friends. And it's, like, not even funny. They have each other's back through so much BS that goes on in the Metal Gear saga. I love it. But here's the problem I have. His
Still
nickname.
haven't found Mary?
Otacon. You want to know what that means?
The warhead storage building that you're in
Huh.
has one floor
Otaku
above ground
Convention.
and 2 floors below ground.
So when I said
don't you
weeb
search
save
there, too?
lives earlier, this fucker is what I mean. Whatever. We reestablish contact with Meryl. Tell her that we have Emmerich. And what you're supposed to do at this point. Remember in Metal Gear 2, there is a female soldier disguising herself as male, and what you had to do was wait for her to go into the female bathroom and follow her in. What you're supposed to do is the same sort of thing. What I did is I knew which soldier she was, so I ran at that one, causing an alert, but she won't shoot snakes, so she runs to the women's washroom. So I just followed her ass in after that. While the red alert was going off and triggered the cutscene. Because they can't hurt you in a cutscene. So,
Don't move.
she gives us one of the keys we need. She gives us one of the PAL keys that the
This is
DARPA
all
chief
I've got.
mentioned to shut down all the nukes.
I have
as
no
well as the
idea,
next
but they
level of
must be
clearance.
somewhere. If we can't find them,
And,
we'll have no choice but to destroy Metal Gear.
She tells us she's going to take
There's an
point,
underground maintenance base
lead
to
the way.
north.
She has a
Take me
desert
too.
key.
I know this place
Don't
better
know where the
than you do.
fuck she
You'll just
found
slow
that.
it down. You don't have enough battle experience.
But whatever, she
I
seems
won't
fine
slow
with
you
it.
down. I promise. My head.
As you make your way forward,
Oh, it
her head
hurts.
starts hurting. Like, she nearly hits the ground,
Don't
clutching
come
it in
here,
pain.
Snake.
Then she stands up and seems fine. In a very fun moment, if you hold the first-person view
Are you
button,
okay?
you don't see through Snake's eyes, you instead see through Meryl's eyes, which is kind of weird, but kind of fun at the same time. And then she pulls her gun on us, and things get a lot less fun, because like I said, it's a fucking Desert Eagle. She's being controlled by Psycho Mantis, who I have a picture of, the next member of Foxhound. And also the one who gets shafted, because unlike the rest who get 2 boss fights, he only gets 1. Psycho Mantis. Gas mask, gimp suit, floats in the air. I don't know how he floats in the air. I didn't ask. He's straight fucking Chris Angel. After disabling Meryl with a stun grenade, Psycho Mantis starts deciding to read our mind a little. And if you were playing this on a PlayStation 1, or if you were playing Twin Snakes, which is a remake on the Metal Gear 2, Metal Gear Solid 2 engine, on the GameCube, he would read your memory card and tell you different games, which was a really fun feature. He would say things like, I see, you're a fan of Silent Hill, are you? And it's like, once you know how the trick is done, and know it's just scanning the memory card and looking for a couple titles, it's like, that's fun. It's a cute little trick. He starts trying to kill us, and he wills Meryl to wake up from being unconscious and put the gun to her head, but throw another stun grenade and she falls back over. It's not complicated.
Stop!
They try and make it complicated. They're like, look, she has a gun to her head, and it's like, okay, cool, flashbang. And what the other thing that's fun about his boss fight, because he's psychic and he reads your moves and whatever, you can't hit him. So what we gotta do is take the controller out of port 1 and put it in port 2. That was how you would do it on like a PS2 or PS1. What you do in the PC version I was playing in the Master Collection, when you go to the the drop-down menu, you can just select controller port, and it goes controller port 1 or 2. And I was curious going into this. I was like, how are they gonna let me do that? Because that's like the whole shtick with his boss fight is you have to do this. And I did that and mopped the floor with him. And afterwards, Meryl tries to talk to Snake on a personal level. And Snake's answers are all like,
So, tell me, Snake,
dull as fuck.
what's your name?
She's like, what's your name? He's like, we don't
Your
have
real name.
You don't need my
My
name.
name means
Like,
nothing.
as
other
far
than
as you need to know, I
How
am
old are
Solid
you?
Snake.
old
Let's
enough
just
to
keep
know
it
what
at that.
death looks like.
Any
And
family?
she's like, well, where are you
No,
from? And he's
but I
like,
was raised by many
soldiers
people.
don't need to know where soldiers are from.
Is there anyone
It's just a
you
bunch
like?
of shit like
I've
that.
never been
He's
interested
not a
in
very
anyone else's
personable
life.
fella.
So you are all alone.
And I actually like the
Just
writing
like
in that
you
scene,
said.
because earlier in the game he says he doesn't live up to the legend.
Other people just
But it's like,
complicate my life.
we've seen him, we've
like
played
to
as
get
him,
involved.
taking out
You're
these
a
mechs
sad,
and being
lonely
this
man.
legendary soldier for so
Come on.
long.
Let's go.
But this scene kind of paints over that. He's a living legend, but he doesn't care. He's there to do a job, and as far as he's concerned, that's it. It's a nice bit of writing to kind of put Snake on a more human, quote-unquote, level.
Yeah.
After crossing through a cave that has some mold in it, we run into a long corridor where our radar is jammed, and there's a small minefield guarding it. And Meryl tells us that when Psycho Mantis was in her mind, she was able to see where they laid out the mines. So she goes, okay, just follow my steps. And she walks through the minefield in this elaborate puzzle. But because of... I really wish I had a thought to grab a clip of this. Because of the way the mines are laid, from Snake's starting position, you can just run straight through and you'll be fine. So she does this like elaborate fucking loop-de-loop and shit, and you just walk
So,
on
what do you
through
think?
and
Pretty good.
job
huh?
done. And then Meryl gets shot by a sniper. Like 3 times. All wounding shots, but enough wounding shots. It's Sniper Wolf. And because our radar is jammed, that means we can't use any of our current long-range gear. We have to go back and find a sniper rifle. And before I forget, I already forgot when I forgot Meryl. I'm sorry, Meryl. You deserve better than
Leave
that.
me and run.
This is what Meryl looks like. Sort of.
I guess.
Oh, and fun fact about Meryl. They don't say it for a long while, but she's actually Colonel Campbell's
Even I
niece.
know that. It's the
And she has a little
oldest trick in
fox
the
hound
book.
tattoo.
The sniper's using me for bait to lure
And
you out.
then we got Sniper Wolf. With a
Damn.
big ass
Shoot me,
rifle.
Snake.
And
No.
My
very
God,
unzipped parka, which is a really weird choice in
I
Alaska.
can't reach it by myself.
What do you mean? It's perfectly
Don't
fine.
move.
Perfectly fine for the fucking eyes. What?
Why not? Kojima being a pervert as usual.
Oh, definitely not. I wonder if he still has
I
the
can still.
the foot
I
scans
want to
of
help you.
Quiet's actress.
Quiet down. Save your strength.
Probably.
Not he does.
Yeah, he has those on a hard drive labeled "Do Not Touch."
I wanted to be a soldier. But war is ugly. There's nothing glamorous about it.
So Snake runs back. We managed to find a
Please save
PSG-1,
yourself.
and
Go on living.
having
Don't
a
give
sniper
up.
battle, which is a pain in the ass,
Don't
because,
forget me.
and I'm sure there's people who like this, and it's like, I get why,
Now get
but I
out
don't
of
at the
here.
same time. When Sniper Wolf shoots you, the sniper rifle is one of the few weapons in the game where you can't move around while using it. It is, you have it equipped, oh, you're lying prone and using it then. If Sniper Wolf hits you, your aim goes flying so far that she'll just like follow up a couple shots and drain your life quickly. So it takes a little, it did take me a couple tries. It's a pain in the ass fight. But I do get there in the end. And after returning to the area, Meryl's body is nowhere to be found. We know she's not dead. Sniper Wolf doesn't... She tells us that she's alive in somewhere. But she doesn't tell us where. And we managed to get a good wounding shot on Sniper Wolf and she runs off. And heading into the next area, Snake gets captured. He gets held up by like 5 guards. He can't take them all on at once. And Snake gets captured, knocked out.
It's hard to miss when you're this close.
Hooked to a chair.
Toss your weapon.
While he's coming to, we have someone telling us that they've been waiting to meet us, and that we've stolen everything from him. But the voice is not familiar. He also calls us his brother, and says that we are the last sons of Big Boss.
Do you know who I am?
And while leaving, he says something killed Decoy Octopus, one of the other members of Foxhound. We never met him, so someone else is out there and fucking murdered him. Fine by me. One less dude I have to deal with. And I do want to, real quick, bring something up. Kind of a retcon they do. This person says that him and Snake are one of the last sons of Big Boss. There's a codec call where Snake talks about Big Boss calling him his son. Which never happened, because the point where it would have happened, when Snake says it happened, would have been in Metal Gear 2 during the boss fight against him. Big Boss never said that. Big Boss said, "You're a soldier. I'm gonna kill you. That's what we do." So at some point, and Snake read between the lines, and Big Boss was like, "I'm your father. Kill me." I don't know. Just some really fucking weird retcon. And it's like, I don't get why they didn't just try and keep that mystery part.
They won't give in. They're all hypocrites.
Do you remember the other day, I sent you a message, going off on a little side tangent here, saying I beat a point in this game with a pen?
That's right.
Yeah, this is that point.
They want to avoid
Because you're locked to a torture machine, and what's supposed to happen is basically one of two outcomes. You are supposed to either give up, which gets you the bad ending, or the non-canon ending, where you just give up after like 1 or 2 rounds of the torture. They can execute Meryl, and then you continue playing through the game. Or, if you go through all 4 of the rounds of torture, you get the good ending. I used a pen because what you're supposed to do is mash the circle button to restore your life. And that's really, really, really hard to do in 1998. Because they didn't really think about difficulty-wise. So I used a pen, and I put it on the circle button, and I just went back and forth. Because it would trigger it faster. And it just kept my life near full, and I survived. It's so stupid.
You still okay?
And
Want me to go on?
after surviving, Ocelot tells us
Can you take
something.
one more?
He says, yeah, that project, the Les Enfants Terribles, that really did wonders for you, huh? And then he locks our ass in a cell. And while in that cell, we're in the cell with the DARPA chief. The one who died. And it's still dead. But he looks like he's been dead for a while. And we met him a couple hours ago.
What a stench.
He's very much been dead for a while. And, Snake recalls some painful memories.
I don't have any.
One about Big Boss claiming he's his dad, and that's why Snake hid out in Alaska. Because that's what you do when you realize your father is a mass-murdering mercenary. You hide in Alaska.
By my own hand. Big Boss.
And, Snake calls Otacon, and Otacon shows up.
No idea.
And he's like, okay,
This lock won't open.
I got good news and bad news. The bad news is I cannot get you out of this cell. The good news is I brought you a ration and some ketchup.
I thought
Which
you
is a
might be
nice thought.
hungry.
I'm sure those
If you need
rations
more
aren't
food, I
very
can
good.
bring some more later.
Wait.
And that ketchup bottle is very helpful because it is the only item you can use in the game. Because Metal Gear Solid, much like Metal Gear 1 and 2, has a weapon and then an item or an equipment. And ketchup is the only equipment you can use by laying down and then spraying it everywhere. It looks like fake blood. So when the guard comes back, he thinks you died, and then you get up and you beat the shit out of him and you run like hell.
Hell yeah.
Master of infiltration, I tell you. We retrieve our equipment, and now we can see what's past the area where we got captured, in that alley where Sniper Wolf was. So we make our way through. And we end up in a communications tower. And we have a massive gunfight while heading to the roof of the tower. Like, absolutely nuts. Guards coming out of everywhere. And what I ended up doing was timing stun grenades, because they work on every enemy in the area for some stupid reason. So I would time them so whenever I'd run into a new group of enemies, they would all be stunned, and then I'd just keep going. I fought maybe 3 dudes, and it throws like 25 at you. And on the roof, there's that Hind is back, and it's piloted by Liquid Snake. And he starts firing at us, and by using a rope, we can rappel down the wall and make our escape that way. And after getting into the next tower and into cover from the Hind,
how'd you get here?
Otacon manages to get there because he has that stealth camo unit, so it's probably a lot easier for him to just stroll about the place like the bastard he is.
Yeah,
I'm joking. I love him. He's a sweetheart.
I was riding in the
Wouldn't
back
hurt
of
to
their
fly.
truck. Thanks to the stealth camouflage.
But
How did you get up here?
he tells Snake, like, he was like, "You look like some kind of hero out there." And Snake's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Was destroyed.
That's why I took the elevator.
And
Elevator was working.
Yeah, that's right.
Otacon tries to repair the elevator that is in the in this communication tower, because the stairs are busted, so the only way is through that elevator.
No.
So, but it's busted. Something's up with the mechanism.
In the movies,
Otacon
the
can
hero
fix it.
always
He's a
saves
master
the
engineer.
girl.
God love him.
You mean
Fun
Metal?
fact, the reason he agreed to work on the Metal Gear project was
Forget I
because he
said
wanted to
that.
build robots like he saw in his
Snake,
animes.
There's something
In
I've
his
really
Japanese
learned.
animes.
It's why I followed you up
Of
this
course.
far.
It's really weird how he became such a beloved character. Like, I genuinely don't know. Because between 1 and 2, he's like a way different person.
No, I mean, I was wondering if even soldiers fall in love.
What are
So-
you trying to say?
I want to ask you.
Snake tells Otacon that
do you
he's
think love
counting
can
on
bloom
him.
even on
And
a
then
battlefield?
heads up to
Yeah,
fight the Hind
do.
with a Stinger missile
I
launcher.
think at any time, any place,
After
people can
And
fall
after
in love
shooting
with
down
each
the
other.
Hind, Snake drops the coldest line I've heard in a while, where he looks at the friggin' thing crashing and goes, "That takes care of the cremation." Like, whoa! Alright, Solid Snake, chill the fuck out there, you goddamn master. And, I do have a picture of Liquid, because we get a bit better of a look at him
The
at this
elevator's
point in the
working.
game
You fixed it?
than when we were strapped
No,
to a
that's
table.
the weird thing.
So
It
this
just
is
moved
water.
by
This
itself.
is Water Snake.
It's headed your way now.
Is that
His
so?
goofy
Okay.
ass brown
That
trench coat and his
explosion
long
before,
blonde
what was
hair.
it?
Oh, I
Yeah,
Which
I
I'm
know
sure
that
ladies
thing
love.
that you made.
Helicopter?
Looks like Edward Albert.
That's incredible, Snake.
Yeah,
I just want to
yeah.
be
The
sure
color of
again.
brown I
This is
used
the way to
turned
get to
out a
where
bit more
Metal
red
Gear
than
is
I
being
intended.
stored.
Yeah.
Whoopsie
The entrance to
doodles.
the underground maintenance base is towards the back of the
So that's
field
Liquid
ahead.
Snake.
Okay, find a
Um,
safe place to hide out for a while. I'm going
And
underground.
we head back
I
down.
know, you
We
don't
get in the
have to tell.
elevator. It's fixed up. Thanks, Otacon. As we're heading down, Otacon gives us a call, and he's like, it's the weirdest thing. That elevator, it wasn't
Snake,
damaged. Like, it
There's
wasn't
something I
broken.
forgot to tell you before.
It was
What?
almost like it
There
was
were
just being
5
held.
stealth camouflage prototypes in my lab.
And he thinks about it, and he
Yeah,
goes,
so?
If
"You know what else
take
is
out the
weird?
one I'm
There were
wearing, that
5
leaves
of the
4.
prototype
Hey,
stealth things
this
that I
is
had.
first grade math class.
And
I thought
I
I'd
went
get one
back
for
to get
you.
one of the
So
others
I
to
went
give
back
to
the
you,
lab and
because
Yeah.
I figured it would come
the
in handy
4
with your
suits
mission.
were missing.
But they were all
Also,
missing.
About the elevator that I
And Snake
checked
thinks
out,
about it, and he
it's
goes,
really strange. It was
"Otacon,
like someone was
when you were coming up the
intentionally
elevator,
holding
did the weight
When you were
warning
riding
limit keep
on it,
going
did the
off?"
weight limit warning go off?
And Otacon's
it.
like,
That's
"Yeah, that
another
was the
thing
other
that
weird
bothered me
thing.
about it.
It's rated for
Warning went
650
off, and
pounds."
I know I couldn't be over
And
the
Snake's like,
How much do
"That
you
would take
weigh?"
about 5 people,
About
wouldn't it?" And
135,
Otacon's like,
but that
"Oh, fuck,
elevator
get
had
out
a
of there."
weight limit of 650
And you fight 4
pounds.
dudes who are partially invisible in the elevator with you, who politely wait until the conversation is over with Otacon and start shooting and tell you that it's over. That's just a really funny...
That seems strange.
It's so funny too, because Snake asks in such a genuine way, he's like, "Otacon, was the weight warning going off?" And Otacon's like, Yeah, I did find that weird. Oh shit. God love him. So we fight all 4 of them off. Whatever. Come across an open field, get shot in the shoulder. And it's time for round 2 against Sniper Wolf. This part's a lot easier. Or this fight's a lot easier than the first fight with Sniper Wolf. I don't know why. It shouldn't be, but for whatever reason I had a way easier time with this one. Probably because I was already wrestling with the controls for so long and I finally got used to it. Otacon pleads that we don't kill her, but she doesn't give us that much of a choice. And Otacon had also been asking us some really weird things about love. Snake doesn't really know what love is. Any instance we've seen of him flirting with a woman so far has been either over a radio transmitter or him immediately backing down going, no, please. God love him. He's really an innocent person. Just a really, really blood-soaked innocent person. So, after dealing with Sniper Wolf's second fight, she's lying on the ground, she's bleeding out. And we get a bit of her backstory. She was born into a town that was basically being shelled. Like, it was a war zone. Her father was a sniper for the military. And combat was all she ever knew. So she didn't see people so much as she saw targets. She says, I don't think I was waiting for someone to kill. I think I was waiting for someone to kill me. I think I was waiting to die. And Otacon reveals that he has feelings for her in a very touching moment, and Snake mercy kills her in the background. I'm not making that up. She asks him to, and as Otacon's like, maybe love can bloom in a battlefield, you just see Snake in the background floating his fucking SOCOM.
But I couldn't save
And Otacon tells Snake, he's like, you told me that if you love someone, you'll do anything to protect her.
Returning it to its owner.
But I loved her, and I couldn't do anything to protect her.
Why?
And he's like, I don't know what to do anymore. And Snake tells him, look, I think you're done here. You've done all you can. You have helped me out immensely. You should run, get off this island somehow, start a new life.
If I can't stop Metal Gear, this
And
whole place
Otacon
is
goes,
probably
no.
bound to hell.
I've seen it this far.
Yeah.
I need to make sure that
not
you
be
have all the
again.
support you can. I'm gonna stay.
I'll hang on
Which
to my
is
codec. I wanna
touching
keep
moment.
helping.
Otacon feels like he's
Leave
lost
anytime.
everything, but he wants
Get
to
a
make
head
sure other
start.
people don't
Head
lose more
start
as
on a
well.
new life.
Admirable.
What?
But admirable.
Admirable. Yes, it's a very admirable quality. I love him. I thought you said bad marble, and I was very confused. I
What was
was
she
like, what the
fighting
hell
for?
are you on
Yes.
about?
Admirable.
Bad marble.
What am I fighting for? What are you
Um,
fighting for?
While we were in the cell
If we
earlier,
make it
let's
through
just
this,
backtrack
I'll
real
tell
quick,
you.
because... Not that I forgot to mention, but it's becoming important here. Naomi was talking to Snake in the cell.
Okay.
That was when
I'll
Snake
be
was
searching
recollecting
too.
about all the shit that's happened to him over his life. And Naomi was saying, like, oh, you know, I got into genetics because I want to know more about my history, you know, blah, blah, blah. Bunch of fucking preppy girl shit. And she says that her grandfather was a member of the FBI. And he was one of the people who helped take down the Mafia back in the, I believe she says, 50s. Master Miller interjected at that point and was like, 50s? And she's like, yeah, the 50s. He's like, okay. Whatever. And after heading into an engineering area, taking a couple of lifts down into the facility, we get a call from Master Miller on a secure line.
Something to tell you about Naomi.
And he tells us that
What about
Naomi's
her?
backstory
Is
is
this
full of
conversation
holes.
secure?
Don't
He's
worry,
like,
the monitor's
she's
off.
Japanese. There's no way that
What's up?
in the
I was
50s
in the
they would have
FBI
let
too,
a
you know.
Japanese
I didn't
person
know that.
Hi.
be
What's your point?
in
Dr.
the
Hunter's story
FBI.
about her background,
because
about her grandfather being
I don't
an
want to say
assistant
racism,
secretary
but
to Hoover
racism.
in the FBI.
Yeah.
But he's not
Yeah.
wrong.
and then
like,
going undercover to
he starts
investigate
poking
the
holes
mafia
in. He's
New
like,
York.
I don't
Yeah, what
think
about
she's
it?
who she says
It
she
was
is.
all a big lie.
I think she might be a
What did you
spy.
say?
And he goes,
It
tell
was
you what,
really
Snake,
bothering me. Why
I'm gonna
would
look
she
into this
lie
some
about
more.
it? She
I will
lied.
call you if I
She
find any.
might be a spy.
And then we fight Vulcan Raven. And I mean real fight. That picture of him with the minigun, yeah, we're up against that. I fired missiles at him and laid claymores around, just blew his ass sky high. And he tells us that he believes in the balance of nature, because much like Metal Gear 2, all the bosses, and Assassin's Creed, as we joked about before, all the bosses have some kind of final fucking monologue. He's like, I believe in the balance of nature, but you and Liquid Snake, you're both unnatural. And he also tells us that the DARPA chief we met earlier in the cell, that was actually a decoy octopus. And he was the one who had the heart attack. But I'll talk about decoy octopus since there's not really a good time to bring it up. But you know, we're talking about him now, so I guess it's as good a time as any. His ability is decoying. Surprise. He's very good at mimicry. He will mimic people down to the point where he will drain someone's blood and basically dialysis it into his own system. So that way his blood is theirs. So even if someone were to be like, I don't think you're who you are, I'm going to do a DNA test, and they take his blood, that comes out as theirs. This dude is a master of deception. But he had a heart attack earlier, which is fucking weird. Whatever. Bad blood, I guess. Anyway. Master Miller calls us again and tells us what he found out.
It's me.
Naomi is not Naomi. The real Naomi went missing several years back. And Colonel Campbell cuts in on the line.
No,
And he goes, okay,
she's taking a short nap.
here's what's gonna happen. Naomi can't hear
So what
this.
is this about
He's like,
Naomi?
it's just Snake,
Okay.
Campbell, Miller.
Maybe we
Those
better
are
let the
the
Colonel
only
hear this
people who are
too.
talking about this.
Yeah.
Naomi has no idea
Go
what's
on,
going on.
Master.
Campbell goes,
Basically,
I'm in the
Dr.
room
Naomi
with her,
Hunter is
in
not
whatever
Dr.
base
Naomi
room.
Hunter at all.
I'll try and get a little more information
I
out
thought
of
her
her, and
story
I'll
and
have
her
her
background
arrested.
sounded kind of
He's like,
fishy,
okay.
so I checked it out.
And moving forward, we
There is an
finally
actual
find
Dr. Naomi Hunter,
the bay
or
where they're
I should
holding
say,
Metal Gear
there
Rex.
was one.
And I would show
But
you a
she's not the
picture,
woman we know.
but the actual
The
picture I
real Naomi
have
Hunter
does a
disappeared
much better
somewhere in the
job
Middle East.
of showing
Our
it, so I'll
Naomi
show you
must have
those
somehow obtained
when we
her
actually fight the
identification
thing.
papers. So then, who is she really?
So,
She must
creeping
be
our way
some
up,
kind of spy. A spy.
Otacon hacks a couple computers and finds out how Metal Gear Rex is capable of firing a
Doesn't
nuke
look
at
like you can get
anyone.
in.
Because he's like, the missile launchers on it are too small,
I'm counting
the
on
railgun's
you.
designed as a
So
railgun,
what
it has a
about the
laser
power
and some
override
machine
system
guns.
that
Like,
Baker talked about.
there's no way it should be able to fire a nuke.
That's what I need to know.
And that's because it technically doesn't. It doesn't fire a nuclear missile, it basically fires a nuclear bomb. Because if you fired a missile, well, the thrust would show up on radar. So it basically takes a ball nuclear bomb and launches that out of the railgun. Which is terrifying, because that fucker won't show up on radar. Meaning it can stealth launch a nuke to wherever they want.
It's a stealth weapon.
That's not a good
Show
thing.
up on radar.
And we work our way up to the control room. And Liquid is in there, who should be dead, after, you know, crashing into the ground in a mine. I guess the cremation did not do its job. And he's talking to Ocelot.
There's still no
And,
response from Washington.
They chat
It
for a
looks
little
like we'll
bit,
have to show them that we
and they're trying to
mean
figure out
business.
where they should fire the nuke.
Should I set it for Jonathan
And they
Russell?
talk about something called the Fox Die
There's been a
virus.
change. The new
And
target
they say that's
is
what
Rock
killed
Road, China.
Decoy Octopus and the Arms Tech
Or maybe
president.
it's just because this
Something called
Fox
Fox
Die
Die.
was still experimental.
Okay.
And they haven't worked out all the bugs yet.
They do say that Meryl is alive,
Have you heard
and
from your friend,
that they're going to
Colonel
call the
Sergei
base
Gurevich?
after they
The Spetsnaz.
take over the world or whatever.
He still has doubts
Um,
about the ability of Metal
They're going to
Gear.
call the base Outer
Said we
Heaven,
can talk after Metal
which
Gear's
is-
test launch is successful. You're not thinking of
which is
providing
what Big
dream.
Boss's vision was. So they're trying to basically enact his final vision of having a nation ran by a PMCs and mercenaries.
You're not worried
It's
about
not a
the
good thing.
PAL
But they're
being
also
rigged.
trying to enact nuclear
Code is in it
rule over
again
the
and
world, which is
reactivated.
terrifying.
No need to worry. The DARPA chief and the Arms Tech president are both
And
if you insert the coins
Otacon
inactive,
calls us and
it
tells us
becomes
something else he
activated,
found out.
and you can only
He
use
goes,
the keys once.
I've got good news and I've got bad news.
Yeah.
The good news
better
is
get started.
you
We don't
don't
have much
need
time.
3 PAL
But it
keys,
takes 3 keys.
which is good because
right?
we only have
I've
the
only
one.
got one of them.
He goes,
Hold on a
it's
minute.
actually a type of
That's
memory
the
mode.
trick.
So what you
already
do
have
is you have
all
the key,
3 keys.
and if you freeze it,
What are you talking
it changes.
about?
And if
The
you
card
heat it,
key is
it
made of a
changes.
shaped
So you gotta do
memory
those.
alloy.
Shape
And
memory alloy.
Ocelot
Yes.
detects us, fires
It's a
at us,
material that
and
changes
shoots the key
shape
out of our
at
hand,
different
and then lands in a
temperatures.
drainage ditch. And we have to go down and get it, and go back up to the control room to insert it for the first time. And I was trying to figure out why they had this happen. Why make us go all the way down just to go all the way back up?
Snake. This is
And then I realized something.
glass.
The
There's
room only
no
has one
way
exit,
I'll enjoy
and
watching
those
you
two are in the
die.
room. So they have you go back down and go back up to give a plausible excuse as to how Liquid and Ocelot got out of there. They couldn't have just made a door you can't go through.
It's about Naomi Hunter.
Then you should talk to the colonel.
So
He's
funny.
looking into it.
Turn your monitor
And
off.
as we're
Okay, it's
uh,
off. No one else can hear
you know,
us.
running
Go
around
ahead.
trying to freeze the
Sorry.
key and heat
I
it and
didn't
whatever,
want the colonel to hear.
we get another call from
Okay,
Master
so
Miller,
what's up?
and he tells us about the
I've got a
Foxdie
good
virus a
friend in
little.
the Pentagon.
Yeah.
It's a virus that
Someone told
simulates
me
a
about
heart
it.
attack in its
Looks
victims.
like the DIA
And
recently developed a
Snake
new
recalls
type
that
of
Naomi
assassination
injected him with
weapon.
some kind of...
An assassination weapon.
She called it some kind of
Snake,
medication
have you
to
ever heard of
basically
something
ease the
called
troubles of the cold in the
Foxdie?
Antarctic field.
No.
And
Foxdie. Liquid and the others were talking about it.
Miller,
It's
Master
some kind
Miller
virus
kind of
that
hypothesizes
targets
that
specific people.
it's possible
I
she
don't know
injected
all
the
the details,
Foxdie
but
virus and then
What are you trying
programmed
to
it to
say?
kill
It's
these
too
two
similar.
VIPs.
What is?
The cause of death. Didn't the
And,
Arms Tech president and
after
the
getting
DARPA
a,
chief, I mean, decoy octopus,
after getting
die
the,
of something that looked like a heart attack?
last key in as we're heading back,
I'm on a different code.
we get a call from
Naomi
none other
is what
than
the colonel
Naomi
says
herself.
Yes.
And she tells
But
us that
not
it's true.
everything I said was a lie.
She is not who she says
Who
she
are
is.
you?
I don't
and
know myself. I
That's
don't know my real
also
name
kind
or
of
even
weird
what
because
my
she also
parents
tells
looked
us
like.
she doesn't know who she
I
is.
bought all my
She is
identification.
telling the truth about
But my
getting into
reason for
genetics
getting
to
into
want
genetics
to
was
learn who she
true.
is.
Because you want to know
But
yourself,
the only
right?
person she
That's
knows
right.
is her
I
brother,
want to know where I
Frank
came
Yeager,
from, my
otherwise known
age,
as
my
Grey
race,
Fox.
anything.
The
Naomi.
man we fought multiple
I was
times,
found in
who
Rhodesia sometime in
she
the
believed
80s.
we had killed
Dirty
in
little
Zanzibar.
orphan.
Rhodesia.
And the whole reason
What's
she
now
signed
known as
on to this
Zimbabwe?
mission
Yes.
was to
Rhodesia was owned
kill
by
us
England
and
until
basically make the
1965,
mission
and there were
fail.
lots of Indian laborers around.
Hence
Probably
injecting
where
us
I got my
with
skin
the
color from, but I'm
Foxdie
not even sure
virus.
about that.
Naomi.
But
You're too
she does
worried
say
about
there
the
was a
past.
hiccup with this plan.
Isn't it enough to understand
Grey
who you are
Fox
now?
shouldn't be on
Understand who I am
site.
now?
He should
He's
not
come
be
here to
in
kill me?
Shadow Moses.
I don't think so. I think he just came
He
here to fight you.
is just there
wasn't sure
because
before,
he
but now I
wants to
think I
have
understand.
one last
A
good
final
fight
battle
against
with
Snake.
you. That's
Because
all he
now that
lives
he's
for.
got the exosuit and all
Sure
that,
of
he
it.
wants to know,
Fox,
even in this
No.
advanced form, can
Naomi.
Snake still best?
tell me something.
And the answer
About
was yes.
Foxdie.
And
Foxdie
Foxdie
is
works
a type
by
of
targeting
retrovirus that
specific
targets
DNA
and kills
sequences,
only specific people.
which is why only a
First, it
handful of
infects
people
the
have been
macrophages
affected.
in the victim's body.
And
Foxdie
she didn't want to
contains
use it
smart
against us,
enzymes created through protein
but
engineering.
we are
They're programmed to
probably going
respond
to end up dying
specific
from it.
genetic patterns in the cells.
Those
And
enzymes.
Snake,
Colonel Campbell cuts
I
her off
can't
and
allow Naomi to make any
tells
more
us that
unauthorized
our mission
transmissions.
should
What?
remain the same.
Naomi's
Focus
been
on
removed
destroying
from this
Metal Gear.
operation.
What happened
Which
to
is
Naomi?
kind of grim,
What did she mean
knowing
when she said that
we're
Foxdie was
possibly
part of this
gonna die.
operation? Colonel,
But
let me talk to her.
one
I
last
won't.
mission, I guess.
She's under arrest.
We insert the final key, and the detonation codes activate. They don't deactivate, nothing gets disarmed like we were promised.
Thank
We
you,
get a call from
Snake.
Master Miller.
Now the
he
detonation
thanks
code
us.
is completed.
Fuck.
Nothing can stop Metal Gear
He
now.
goes, thank you for
Master,
doing this.
what's
Thank you
going
for
on?
solving
You
the
found
secret of the
key,
PAL codes,
and even
for
activated
arming the
the
missiles when
warhead
we
for us,
couldn't.
too. I really must
And
express
he's
my
like,
gratitude.
you couldn't see that we've been
Sorry
pulling
to
the strings the
involve you
entire
in that
time?
silly
We told you that we told you in the beginning to use the PAL key to disarm the nukes. You didn't even think for a second that was a trap. Because the DARPA chief told us that, but DARPA chief was actually Decoy Octopus, so Fox Hand. And he's saying, and Miller is telling us that the entire time, basically, they've just been testing us and giving us opposition, so we felt we were on the right path.
What do you mean?
Campbell breaks through. He manages to cut through this transmission, which should be a secure line. And he tells us, Master Miller's been dead for days. He was found a couple days dead in his apartment. Master Miller takes off his sunglasses and reveals himself to be Liquid Snake. This was a massive twist in '98, and the first time I ever played Metal Gear Solid and this happened, I was livid. I was like, the fuck do you mean Master Miller's Liquid Snake? That's not right. But this is a point where I am going to say something very funny. Liquid Snake has blonde hair. Long blonde hair. Master Miller has long blonde hair. Or it's more of a mullet kind of thing. And the funny thing is, they redesigned him between Metal Gear 2 and Metal Gear Solid. In Metal Gear 2, he was balding, he looked older. And then in Metal Gear Solid, he has this kind of crew cut kind of look to him. But the picture I sent you earlier of Master Miller, that's from Peace Walker, which takes place in the 70s. Because they retconned Master Miller's design so hard that even in the games that take place before Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2, he had a mullet and blonde hair.
Can't you open the security lock here? I'll try.
It's probably my favorite out of all the Konami and Metal Gear retcons. Just because it's really funny that he was a completely different person in the last game. And the only reason they redesigned him was to make the twist of him being Liquid Snake able to work. But that's the design that stuck. I find it hilarious. And then the room we are in fills with gas. Otacon manages to hack the door open just in time. And as we run out, we see Liquid Snake take off.
Liquid Snake!
And
Did you like my son?
Liquid Snake reveals, we're just sent here to spread Fox dye. So that way the Pentagon could come in and retrieve Metal Gear Rex for their own use. And since it's not affecting him, it won't be affecting us. Since we're twins, born of Big Boss's DNA. We aren't technically his sons in the normal sense. We got the dominant genes, and Liquid got the leftover recessive genes. And he's pissed off about it. So he hops into Rex and starts piloting it to kill us. And now I will show you what Metal Gear Rex looks like. So, this is the fun little dude with his little angry face and his big old railgun and a penis. It's actually a laser module, but I didn't feel it. I was like, one way or another, it's gonna get called penis. I'm just gonna give him a nub and we're gonna call it that.
How do I stop
And then this is from in-game. I grabbed a screenshot. Look how massive this thing is.
Same.
This is from far away. This is from across the hangar bay, running away, a close-up of Snake. This thing is massive. That's what she said. Otacon calls us and tells us rather I call Otacon. He tells us that the only thing that could punch a hole through it would be a heat tank round. Well, we don't have one of those because we're not a tank. But we might be able to take out the electronic scanner, the radome, that circular thing, with a Stinger missile, which will force the cockpit to open so that way the pilot can see. And then we can shoot at the pilot. So, after firing a couple Stinger missiles trying to knock that radome loose, it's revealed that it's been uparmed. Liquid Snake saw through this and installed extra scanners. And he tries to crush it. But Gray Fox jumps in out of nowhere and manages to hold the fucking neck up. like the legend he is. Look at the size of that thing. And he catches it. How? He manages to damage. He manages to damage Rex. Like he shoots the radome off, forcing the cockpit to open.
Why? What do you
and
want from me?
saves us. And in case there was any fucking doubt, he was our fan. He was our fan in Metal Gear 2. He's the one who called himself Deep Throat.
You're the only one.
I forgot that he called himself that in this game, by the way. So when I was doing research for Metal Gear 2, and I was looking at like Gray Fox's list of aliases, I saw Deep Throat show up, and I was like, what the fuck is that? I forgot it was from this one. And then it caught me so off guard when I was playing. Whatever. After grabbing us and rolling us out of the way, he tells us that this is his last stop. He goes, I need you to pass on a message for me to Naomi. I'm not her brother. I'm the one who was sent in to get her parents. But I couldn't leave the orphan there. So I took her with me, told her she was family. He gives us one last gift. And he distracts Liquid Snake. And he tells Snake, just fire at me. Like, get a signal lock on me while he has me pinned near the cockpit, and just blow him out of the water. But Snake hesitates, because Gray Fox is his old friend. And it is, even after the multiple times they have fought, he's probably the person on Earth, other than Colonel Campbell, maybe, that Solid Snake is actually friendly towards, if that makes sense. He's a soldier. In the Metal Gear timeline, there's a lot of nicknames that get thrown. Big Boss's nickname was the Legendary Mercenary. Solid Snake's was always the Legendary Soldier. He's always been a soldier, first and foremost. He never had friends, he never had family. He joined the Green Berets when he was 17, and moved up from there. He can't just pull the trigger on his friend. And then Liquid Snake kills Gray Fox. Crushes him to pieces. He tries to catch us, to crush us again. But luckily the mech explodes. It just backfires, basically. Liquid manages to Snake.
Yeah. He manages the snake?
Liquid Snake manages to Snake. Liquid manages to survive. He ties up Solid Snake. And he tells us that he's not going to die for as long as we live. As long as we are on this damn Earth. Liquid is going to keep on fighting.
I won't die.
He wants to rewrite the rules of war.
Too bad.
Because
Like your revolution was a
what he sees is happening now is that
doesn't mean
the world is basically taking the ultimate soldier idea that all of the original Foxhound was based around, about having all these soldiers trained to be like heat conditioned and all this.
It was his dying wish.
He's noticing that the world is shifting away from that. And he's feeling that he wants to bring about a world where the ultimate soldier is respected, not unwanted. And he tells Snake that the whole reason, Snake, that you're here is because you enjoy the killing. You could have said no to this mission, but you didn't. And that's because, in your core, you are a killer. And he tells us about the L'Enfant Terrible project, which was back in the 70s. They made 8 clones of Big Boss's DNA. The 8 embryos were taken and implanted into a woman's womb. They then killed 6 of them and used those genes to empower the remaining 2. Solid Snake and Liquid Snake, the last 2 sons of Big Boss.
Isn't it reason enough?
Solid
for
Snake
warriors
got
such
the
as us?
dominant
I don't want
genes.
that kind of
Liquid
world.
Snake got the recessive genes.
So why are you
And
here, then? Why do you
Liquid
continue
Snake
to
was
follow your
experimented
orders
on a
while
lot.
your
He
superiors
blamed
betray
Solid
you?
Snake for
Why
ruining
did
his
you come here?
before it even
I'll
started.
tell you then. You
And he
enjoy
tells us
killing.
all of this, and then he says, but
What?
Are you
I
denying
was the
it?
one
Haven't you
that Big
already
Boss
killed
chose
most of
to
my
carry on his
comrades?
legacy,
That
not
was-
you. So that makes me better than you.
I
And
watched your
replaying this,
face
it just
when you
reminded me of
did.
that scene
It was
of
filled with
The Boys, where
joy
Homelander's on stage
that
yelling about how much
you're
better he is than everyone,
There's a
even though he's a
killer
fucking
inside
tool.
you.
He's like,
You
I'm
don't have to
better!
deny it.
You need
We were
me!
created to
It's kind of what it
be
reminded
that
me of.
way.
I don't know, maybe because they're both blonde dipshits. But Liquid wants Big Boss's DNA because he wants to use it to perfect the genome soldiers from around the base
That's what
here.
the project was called.
Because
It started in the
reasons, I don't know, he
1970s.
wants to make more super
Their
soldiers, he's a
plan was
twin.
to artificially create the
And,
most powerful soldier possible.
He reveals
The
that
person they
Meryl is
chose as the
alive
model
and
was
currently
the
a
man
hostage.
known then as the greatest
And
living
he's like,
soldier
you know, while
in
she
the
was
world.
unconscious, she was calling out for you to save her, Snake.
Is he alive?
Subconsciously.
Sure, she was alive a few hours
And Colonel
ago.
Campbell gives his call, and he's like, I've got really bad news.
Can you hear me?
The
Yes, I'm
government
listening.
is
What
sending
the Pentagon
bombers
trying
to
do?
wipe the
Colonel,
place out
Answer me.
to make sure
Secretary
no
of
evidence
Defense
of
has
any
taken
of
over
this
active
survives.
control of this
I'm going to
operation.
do what I
He's
can
on
to
his
delay
way
the
there by
strike
AWACS.
so you can escape,
for?
but you
To
have
bomb
to
the
get
place.
out of there now.
Not only that,
And as he's saying this,
these two
the
bombers
Secretary of
just lifted off
Defense,
Galena Air Force Base.
the one orchestrating this
They're
entire
carrying
fucking
B-61
mission
13
from the
surface-piercing
Pentagon,
tactical nuclear bombs.
Roy Campbell
tells
has
us that
been
Colonel
relieved
Campbell's
of
just been
duty.
arrested for treason.
This is the Secretary of Defense,
And
Jim Houseman.
he tells
Put the
us
Colonel back on.
he's going to give us
He's
a deal.
been placed under
He goes,
arrest
I'm going to let
for
you,
leaking
and you
top
alone,
secret
Solid
information.
Snake, escape.
And for the crime
If
of
you
high
give me
treason.
that disc containing
Ridiculous.
the data on the Metal
Yes,
Gear
he's a
project.
ridiculous man.
And
He truly believed that he
Liquid
was in command
cuts
of
off
this
her communications and he goes, here's the deal.
Bastard.
You and
There's
I
no
are going
way
to
out
fight
for us.
before those bombers come. May the victor go the spoils.
Let's finish
And
this
he
before the airstrike.
clicks a button and a bomb starts up underneath them.
If you win,
And he's
you
like,
might
just a
still
little
be able
extra
to save
incentive.
her.
And after fighting him on top of
Could
Metal
enjoy
Gear
a
Rex,
brief moment
and
of love
succeeding, by the way, with
at the end.
1 second left on the timer, because I'm awesome. I'm not even joking. I'm fucking 1.23 left on that damn clock. We save Meryl, and Liquid plummets down below the hangar. And as all is seeming lost, Otacon calls us. And he goes, listen,
The loading tunnel to the surface.
nearby this
There's
hangar, there's a parking
right next
garage.
to
You can
The tunnel
escape
leads
through.
from there to the
I'm going to
surface.
stay behind,
door in
and I'm
front.
going to delay
No,
security for you
it's
to
a
escape.
small entrance to the west of that door.
This is
How
his
about the
last
security?
I just unlocked it.
And after hijacking a jeep, we
I'll take care of
managed to start escaping. Fucking Liquid Snake is back in his own jeep, holding a FAMAS, opening fire on us because he's a bastard who doesn't know when to quit. The jeeps crash, and as Liquid is working his way out of the wreckage, he raises his gun to Solid Snake, and he succumbs to the fox die virus. He just dies. Heart attack. Falls over. Kaput. And we get a call from
Snake,
Colonel Campbell.
Can you hear me?
He was no longer arrested.
Colonel,
The Secretary of
okay?
Defense was
Colonel,
acting
what
alone,
happened?
like
The
out
Secretary
of jurisdiction of the
Defense has
President
been
and
arrested.
everyone else in the Pentagon.
Early retirement.
So he got fired and
I
arrested,
was able to
and
get
the
in
bombers are no
contact with
longer
the
coming.
President. Metal Gear,
Happy
training
ending.
exercise, all of it.
Snake
was all the
tells Colonel
Secretary of
Campbell about
Defense
Hal
acting
Emmerich in the
alone.
base, and he's like, I need you to
Acting
get someone
alone.
in there to pick his ass up.
Dr.
Like
Hal
now.
Emmerich should be somewhere on the base. I
And,
want someone to bring him in.
Snake
I
shows a
understand.
bit of concern
Leave it
over the
to me.
fox die virus
Okay,
working on
Roy.
Liquid
Are you
Snake.
gonna
He's
be
like, if
okay?
it worked on him,
Don't worry.
it's gonna work
I've
on
got
me
an
too,
insurance
isn't it?
Policy.
Naomi
A
tells him,
hard
you know
copy of
what?
all-
It's up to you.
You should
how use
live
the
with
time
whatever
left
time
to
you
you.
have left. You know,
Live, Snake.
inspiring words, I
That's all I
guess.
can say to you.
So Snake and Meryl escape the base on a snowmobile. And Snake finally tells Meryl something personal about himself, which is his name,
So,
Which is
where
David.
to, Snake?
which is
David.
only in reference to the fact
name's
that his
David.
voice actor is David Hayter.
Okay.
So where to, Dave?
God love him. And credits roll. Happy-ish ending, I guess. And a final transmission comes through. And there's a man who sounds an awful lot like Revolver Ocelot, and he's talking to someone else. And as they're talking, they reveal some stuff. Solid Snake did not have the dominant genes. He's the recessive clone. The reason they experimented on Liquid Snake was because he had the dominant genes. Because he was the stronger clone. It's the reason Liquid Snake kept getting up and up and up until the Fox Die virus killed him. Because he was superior. But he's dead now, and that's all that matters. And this is the cliffhanger I chose to leave this one off of. Revolver Ocelot tells him, no, Mr. President. They don't presume that you're the third brother. So there's a third one of these fucking clones. So we have Solid Snake, and we have Liquid Snake. Would you like to guess what the third clone's name is?
Is it Gas?
No, it's Solidus.
What?
Solidus. Solidus Snake. The third clone of Big Boss, the President of the United States of America. May I present to you what I like to call Metal Gear nonsense?
They didn't go Solid Liquid Gas?
No, they did not. They did not. They went Solid, Liquid, Solid again. Because I guess Konami just forgot. And that's the end of Metal Gear Solid. For now, till we get to the way too long next ones.
I've got to say one thing.
What's up?
That whole implanting the embryo thing, if you think that's bad, don't ever look up anything about the Demunculaba from 40K.
Didn't plan on it, because I didn't know it existed.
That is like that, but 100 times worse.
I know Death Battle, when they were doing their episode on Solid Snake versus Sam Fisher, they described it as they put 8 eggs in, and then they scrambled 6 to strengthen the remaining 2, and I was like, that is a horrible way to phrase that. There's got to be a better way to say that. Anyway, that's all for Metal Gear Solid. And next time on Loose the Cannon, what are you covering?
Well, you see, I was debating on Assassin's Creed or Darksiders, and I decided I'm going with Darksiders.
Solid choice. Darksiders is a great game. Can't wait to see that. I do enjoy the Horseman.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's going to be all. Thank you all for watching, and see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.